Welcome to Pilates Flow. Today we are going to spend a little bit of time on actually, is that too loud? Just one sec, I'm going to turn this down just a little. It feels like it's loud in my ears. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on our high knees. And so I would have an extra cushion if you have one. Or just, it doesn't have to be skinny like this one, just a regular cushion. And then we're at one point where you can use it again when we're on our side. So just having both of those nearby, and also I'm using hand weights, 5 pounds. If you have 3, 2, 1, 0, whatever you have will work, but nothing over 5, I would say. Okay, 5 each. Okay. All right, so let's come in, get standing, press into your feet. Pick up your toes and then place all of your toes back down. Use your whole foot here. Put your hands on your tummy. Close your eyes, getting really tall, dropping the shoulders. Take a big breath in. Exhale all the air out. Notice how your abdominals start to connect with that big exhale. Big breath in. Exhale, they draw away from the hands. Start to bring that belly button just a little bit closer. One more big exhale. Exhale everything out to the very, very end. Let your arms drop, open your eyes, and let's start to circle the neck. Looking to the right, letting that right ear drop behind you. Chin floats up to the ceiling, coming around till you're looking at the left shoulder. Drag that chin across. And keep going to the right. Big global neck circles. And then let's go to the left for 2. Keeping that little micro bend in your knees. And finishing back with your chin to chest. Feeling a nice big pull through the back of the neck. And let's let the head float up, getting tall. Bring your arms into a little robot arm like this. We're rolling up through the shoulder blades, up to the ears, squeeze it back, pull it down, roll it forward, and a few of those. And how about the other way? Forward, down, pull back, and up. Last one. Just mobilizing the shoulder blades, the upper back. Right away, we press into the feet, starting your arm circles forward. Big arm circles reaching past your fingertips. Start to engage those abdominals, really draw them in. Stay still everywhere but your shoulders. And the other way for 4. Nice and open. As we open up, feel that collarbone get wide. Nice. Letting that go, bring your arms back to robot arms. Open and close. Cross the tummy and open, keeping your elbows nicely tucked in beside you. So our elbows are really close to us. Yeah, we're just opening up, getting that external rotation. Awesome. And feeling the backs of the shoulders engage. Let's come into a wide stance. Turn your toes out just a little. We're going to come down nice and low into our legs and just start to a little sway. You can pick up at your toes. I'm pushing down on my thighs with my elbows. Can we lift our abdominals just a little more? Make our spine long, lift the chest. And just notice your ankles. Notice your knees. And now come up a little higher. Hands go inside the thighs. Drop one shoulder in. Look over the other shoulder. Big rotation. And we'll go side to side, nice and slow with the first couple. Push back with one hand. Look over the shoulder. Like you're dropping one shoulder inwards. can you lift your abdominals just a little bit more here? Let's stand tall, bring your feet together. Arms come up, push the air down, palms face down, nod your chin, roll down. Lead with the crown of the head, lift the abdominals, little bend in the knees. Big breath, inflate your lower back at the bottom. And then exhale, ragdoll up, drag your arms up. Arms go overhead, we come up, push the air down. Nod the chin, lead with the top of the head, shoulders follow. Hollow out through the tummy, hollow out through the chest. Rolling down. Big breath at the bottom. And exhale, scoop in the belly, standing tall, stacking your spine. One more time, up. Push your air down with your palms. Nod the chin and roll down. Big breath in here, inflate the lower back. And let's ragdoll up nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing tall. We're all warmed up. We're going to grab onto your weights. And we're coming into a wide stance. Not a full sumo squat, so not too wide, okay? We're going to be just slightly turned out in the right, about hip width, slightly more than hip width. We're going to take these weights, keep a little micro bend in your elbows. We're coming down into our squat. The arms are going to come inside the thighs. So we're coming down here into this squat. Can you push your pinky toes down? Let's press up, bend the arms. Overhead press, lower. Arms get long, we come back down nice and slow. So it should take you like 3 to 4 seconds to get into the squat. And then we press up, bend the arms, overhead press, bend, lower, and again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up, bend. And as we come up now, let's start thinking about the abdominals in this position. As we stand tall, the glutes are on. The core pulls in. Here we go. Press through the feet. Find your abdominals and your glutes. Reach overhead. Pull down. Lower. And press like you're pushing through a leg press. Bend. Reach. Find your core here. Lower. And again. Press. Bend. Overhead. Down. Lower. Bend, press. We only have 2 more. Lower. Put it all in the legs. Lift the belly. Press it up. Bend, overhead. Last one here. We're lowering. Press, bend, and overhead. Letting that go. Now we go wider. So now I'm really turned out, feeling turned out at my hips. Draw in your belly. Think about that idea of wearing a corset. You're just gently trying to bring your belly in away from a tight belt or a tight corset, okay? We're coming down into our sumo squat, wide legs. I'm going to reach out with my right arm. Reach, pull back. Exhale, press left arm. And now both for 2. 1 and 2. Now right arm, right and left. Can we get a little taller? Both for 2. Let's add our breath. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale both. Pull them back, reach them out, pull them back. Can you find your pinky toe? Legs should be starting to get warm here. As we push out, draw your abdominals in. Imagine you're leaning up against a wall behind you. Oops, I got my pattern wrong. Last 2. And last one. Press in, reach, in. Both for 2. And believe it or not, they're coming to our chest. We're gonna hold. Little pulses. So this is where we're gonna try to open the thighs just a little bit more. Stay tall. Reconnect with that corset. Tiny, less is more here. You can make these so small. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand tall. Great work. Shake that off. Whew. Okay, almost done with the legs. Coming now into a wide stance, but not as wide as we just were. And we're going to turn our feet parallel. So nice and straight with the feet. We're coming down into a squat. Eventually, we'll be coming over into a side lunge. Okay, meet me here. Little pulse with this bent knee. Glide across to the other side. Little pulse. Glide across. Little pulse. Nice. Now, while we're here, let's just think about the shape of your torso. Can you find your lowest abdominals and recruit them? Bring them to the party. Reach your spine a little longer. Little pulse. Cross it over. Little pulse. So I'm just gliding across. Can we drop a little shoulder tension? See if you can find your shoulder blades, drag them back just a little. Last one coming up here. Cross, little pulse, and come to standing. Great work. Dropping your weights down. Let's come to the end of your mat. Nod your chin, and whenever you're ready, you're gonna roll down. Keep that micro bend in the knees. Lift, lift, lift through the abdominals. Take a big breath here. And walk out to your downward dog. Nice triangle shape. Lift the sit bones up to the ceiling. Pedal out the feet nice and slow and controlled. Noticing your calf muscles. And can you release the neck tension, making your neck a little bit longer. Let's connect with our shoulder blades, gently drawing the creases of your elbows inwards and a little bit forward. Can you connect with your abdominals? Just think about them. They're supporting your back here. Awesome work. Push both heels down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower to your knees and take a shell stretch or child's pose. Let your thighs open. Let your tummy and chest come down between the thighs. Rest your head, and let's just take a couple breaths here. Feel the expansion of your inhales and the release of your exhales. Visualize your tailbone reaching towards your heels. And notice your heartbeat. Now this is where I'm going to pad up my knees. My knees are a little sensitive. So if you want to throw a pad or a cushion under the knees, now is the time. So we're here. We're going to come up into this tall knees position. When we're here in this position, we want to have both sides of the body working. So I've got a little engagement in my glutes. My abdominals are pulling in. And we're staying nice and strong in our base. We're going to start just moving through the arms. One goes up, one goes down. And we're just playing with this motion, trying to stay really still through the torso and the legs, and just observing the movement in your shoulders. You're only going to go into ranges that work for you. Can you feel your shoulder blades moving on your back? And imagine you've got that tight belt. drawn gently around your tummy. We're keeping that little connection in the belly button. Just trying to create a nice open collarbone, smooth movement through the shoulders. And can you create your line of tension so that your arms, it's like you're moving them through water, reaching through the fingertips. Nice. And let's check in with the rib cage. The rib cage should not be moving. We're just moving our arms right now. So the ribs are going to stay nice and still and stacked over the hips. All right, 2 more. And now both arms come up. And we're going to hinge our sit bones back towards the heels. Now I've got this long spine, lifted chest. I'm hovering my bum above my heels. Exhale as I push my arms to my side, squeeze the glutes, get tall. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, push, like you're pushing the air back behind you. Reach and exhale, push. So your torso is staying the exact same shape throughout. Your abdominals, including the low abs, are working here to stabilize you in the center. Reach and pull as we come up. Those glutes are firing. And let's do 4 more. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades back just a little? 3, 2, and on this last one, we're going to find ourselves keeping the arms behind us, staying in our hinge. So my sit bones are reaching towards my heels, but they're hovering. Bend at your elbows, turn your palms backwards, and we're just hanging out here, pressing back, finding our triceps, reaching here through the spine. So your spine should be nice and long. Your tummy is connected. Neck is long and reaching. Pushing back. Let's all lift our head just a little bit. Yep, that's it. Nice work. Press, press. 4 more. 4, 3. Keep reaching like you're pushing through water. 2. On this last one, we stay long. Little pulses back, like you're just pulsing, pressing the air back behind you. Palms are facing backwards. Nice job. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades just a little bit more? Find your abdominals. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Letting that go. Come to standing. Now we'll tip over onto our right arm. Left leg is going to reach out beside you. Plant your toe, pinky toe right on the floor and try to keep it there. We're coming over into a modified side plank. So you have options here. If this hurts your wrist, you can come up on your fingertip. That's totally fine, okay? So here we are. Let's just find our core in this position. Draw in through the abdominals. And we're going to start to lift and lower this top leg. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. We're moving nice and slow and controlled. And you're reaching through your leg like you're trying to make it longer. Your head is still in line with your spine. Squeeze that glute up and lower. Awesome. All right, let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, you're going to bend the elbow and the knee towards each other on the top. Reach, you can touch the foot. Exhale, pull that side, really squeezing the side body. Exhale, pull and squeeze. Bring the belly button closer. Reach and squeeze. I know this bottom arm is getting tired. Keep pushing away. Activate those underarm muscles. 3 more. 3, 2, big exhale, and 1. Let that leg go down, hand comes behind the head. Rotate your face down to look at your hand and open up. Exhale, rotate around the belly button. Inhale, open. And again. And open up. 4 more. Dig the fingertips of your bottom hand into the floor. Keep pressing through the floor. Last 2. And last 1. Open up and let that go. Shake it off. We're coming down onto your side. So if you have a cushion, if you're using a cushion, you could throw that under your head now. We're going to come down onto your side. You could also, if you don't have a cushion, throw your arm under your head like this. Okay? So whichever one works. And we're going to make our spine really long. Pull in the tummy and square off the legs so they're stacked on top of each other. And I'm lifting and lowering the top leg. It stays square the whole time. Lifting and lowering. So the first few sort of always feel kind of easy. And let's try to slow it down just a little and really start to feel that glute lifting your leg up and down. Exhale up. And can you put your hand on your tummy and just draw your abdominals in a little bit. Check that you haven't curled into a little fetal position. Long spine here. All right, 2 more. Should be feeling your hip now. And now we're going to come down for just a sec. Take your top hand and put it right on top of your hip so you can feel the crest of your hip bone here. And sort of like the little space between your ribs and your hips, your lower back. We're going to be circling our thigh. And we're trying to maintain this space that's in our hands. So you're going to bring the leg up, bring it back and around. Without overusing your lower back. And bringing the belly button in. If we don't activate the abs here, we'll get a little bit wobbly. And let's pause there and go the other way. Now you go backwards, pull it up and around. Back, up. So your glute should be on fire by now. Awesome. And let's let that go. Drop that leg over. Let the bottom leg go long. Give your bum a little bit of love if it needs it. A little bit of a massage. And then let's reach this bottom leg long. The top leg stays crossed over and resting on the floor. And we're going to lift and lower this bottom leg. Sometimes I like to turn my toes down just a little towards the floor. And we're moving right from the groin, right from the very top of your inner thigh. Can you make your spine a little bit longer? And you're reaching through this leg as if you're trying to make it longer. Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold up there. Let's hold it up. Keep it floating. 10 little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. You should feel your inner thigh now. All right, we're going to turn right over onto our back and remove the pillow if you've got one. Let your legs go out long. Do a nice big stretch. And when you're stretching, just notice how your rib cage wants to pop forward and jut forward. So we're going to try to control that by activating your upper abdominals and keeping this rib cage nice and heavy and drawing down towards the floor, okay? Hands behind the head. Let's reach through the legs and point the toes up to the ceiling as if you were standing on them. Can you feel a little bit of space below your lower back? Are you neutral in your pelvis? There should be that little bit of space. Nod through the chin. Set your shoulders and exhale. Flex up to look at your toes. Inhale as you lower down. Nod the chin. Exhale, flex up. So nothing's changing in my lower spine. We're just mobilizing the upper spine. Elbows stay nice and wide. And let's think about that rib cage. As I flex up, my rib cage goes downward. And back. We're going to add on as we flex up, bring the right leg to tabletop. So now that we're here, I'm still neutral in my pelvis. I haven't gone into an imprint. I'm going to exhale, rotate to look to the right. Inhale through center. And then as I exhale, the head and the leg reach back. Let's go with the left leg. Exhale, flex up, bring the left leg to tabletop. Exhale, rotate towards the left. Inhale through center. And exhale everything back to the floor. And we're back to the right. Exhale, pulling up. Keep your eyes on your thighs. Rotate to the right. Inhale through center. And back. And left. Rotate. Center. And back. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. And back down. Last one. Across. Back to center. And letting that go. Let's drag the feet up so that they are planted, knees are bent, and then just put your hands so you can feel your hips and ribs. And let's just start to move through our imprint, using the muscles under your hands. So we want to make sure the glutes and legs are not overworking here to find your imprint. Exhale, close up the space between your lower back and the mat. Inhale, rock forward. And it's like a little pelvic tilt, but it's activated by your abdominals. Let's imprint the pelvis. We have 2 rounds of scissors. So let's bring the imprint in, bring the legs to tabletop. Okay, so we have some options here. You can leave your legs perfectly bent. They could go slightly longer, or they can be nice and straight, whichever works for you, okay? So let's all take our hands and wrap them around the right thigh, like you're holding your right thigh. Okay, we're gonna keep our head down for the first round. I'm gonna extend my legs, fire up my quads, point my toes. As I exhale, one leg reaches out only as far as you can keep your imprint. And then we switch. And I grab the other leg. Big, huge exhales. So your ranges of motion and mine don't have to be the same. We're only going as far as we can maintain a nice strong imprint. You can feel your lower back on the mat. Big exhales. Can you fire up your quads? Can we drop our belly button down just a little? Last 2. 1 and 2. Bend the knees in and then give them a hug and just roll around on your lower back. Nice job. And let's let the legs go out long and do another big stretch. Let your hips open up. So this time we're going to add the option to flex your head up, okay? So same exercise, same pace, so we're not going too fast, we're keeping it all under control. But we're going to come up. Now if you have any diastasis or anything like that going on in your abdominals, you want to just keep the head down here. Okay, so let's bring the chin to the chest, exhale, flex up. Holding onto the right leg, the left leg reaches out. We keep our eyes on our thighs and we switch. Switch. Nice work. So again, you can have the legs bent, you could have the head down. You can minimize the ranges of motion. Everyone's going to be just slightly different. Can we keep our kneecaps parallel? Nice and short in your obliques. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees in, lower the head. Awesome work. Let's circle the femurs. One knee in each hand, and you're just circling. All right, turn to your side whenever you're ready, and we're coming back up to our high knees to do the other side. So I'm going to pad up my knees again. And now we'll be coming down on the left arm. I had to think about it for a minute here. Okay, and then the right leg is coming out long. So before we tip over, just take a little scan through this right leg. Pinky toe is down. We're squeezing that right glute just a little bit. And then we come over onto the left arm, either on your fingertips up here or down right on your palm. And let's start here, finding that really strong modified side plank. Draw your belly button right in and stay open through the chest. And let's start to move through the leg. Reach it up and down. It feels like it should go farther, but it doesn't. Up and down. Exhale up. Just keep it slow and controlled. And continuously reaching through the leg. If this arm floating is bothering you in any way, you can bring it down to your side, whatever works, making sure you're finding a comfortable position. And let's go for 4 more, reaching through that leg. 3, 2, and 1. And from here, bend your knee towards your elbow. Reach it out, touch the foot. Exhale, pull it in. Nice work. So let's think about that squeeze on the top. You're dragging your elbow towards your knee. You're pushing the floor away with your underarm muscles. And look how your center is staying perfectly still, facing forward. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Nice work, you guys. Last one, pull it in, let that leg go long and touch the floor, hand behind the head. We rotate to look down at our hand. Open it up. Bring your belly button in and twist around the belly button. And back. So we're getting some nice mobility in the upper back. Open and rotate. Is your pinky toe of that right foot still connected? Can you reach through that leg a little bit? And let's do 3 more rotations here. Open. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist. And finishing there. Letting that go. Coming down to your side. If you used a cushion, you're going to grab that and put it under your head, or use your arm as a cushion. Long spine. So when we come down here, especially in the morning, it feels like we want to just curl back up into a ball and go back to bed, right? So instead, before we do anything, let's make that spine really long. Pull in the tummy. Stay connected here. Don't sink into the mat. Stay lifted. And we're going to square these legs off and start with our lift and lowers. Again, like you're moving through water. It's up to you to find that line of tension. Sometimes I do just leave my hand on my tummy here, just as a reminder to continuously keep the core on. And as usual, these don't feel like much for the first few, and suddenly your glutes kick in. Lifting and lowering. Can you just shoot some energy through the kneecap, reaching straight out of the kneecap? Here we go, starting to feel some warmth there. Let's go for 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come down for just a second and adjust where you're putting your hand. Let's take the hand now, grab into your side just at the top of your hip. So your goal is to keep this space. Don't let this space get shortened or overuse your lower back as we circle our hip. So you're bringing it forward, up, back. It's going to feel a little bit like you could tip over backwards as the leg goes behind you, but your abdominals, let's turn those right on. Draw the belly button in. And with your hand here, you can really feel what you're using. Are you overusing your lower back, or is your glute doing the work? Let's go the other way. Push it back, bring it out and around. Awesome. Just getting some good mobility here in our hips, working that glute. One more after this one. Push it back, circle it around. Awesome. Let that leg tip over and drop over top of the bottom leg. The bottom leg is going to stretch out. And let's just give a little massage to the hip. If you want to. It just feels good. All right, and then now we activate this bottom leg. Try to make it a little bit longer. And then if you start your lifting and lowering from the top of your inner thigh, if you don't feel much, you can turn the toes down just a little bit towards the floor. And it's every single lift is also a reach. Okay, so you're reaching that leg long. And what's going on with our abdominals? Can we bring those in just a little? All right, let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, keep reaching, 2, and on this last one, we hold it up there, really reach it, 10 little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let that go. You should feel something in your inner thighs. We're turning right onto our tummy, and you're going to take that pillow out. And you just want to make sure that you have room ahead of you to do our full breaststroke arms. So you'll need room to sweep your arms around, okay? But first, let's just get comfortable here. On our tummy, you want to be peeling the abdominals up away from the mat. Let's make the arms nice and wide here, like cactus arms. Reach out through the elbows. Your nose is hovering, and we'll allow the legs to turn outwards a little bit, external rotation. Just wiggle your hips until they're comfy. And now point your toes, reach through the legs, find your tummy muscles, and let's float the upper body up into a little bit of extension. So we're going to keep the chin slightly tucked and not let our face go forward, but I'm pushing up through my arms. I can still feel my rib cage, the front of my rib cage on the floor. We're just holding up here in breaststroke 1. See if we can draw those shoulder blades towards each other by digging the forearms into the floor. And let's lower down. Release everything. So when we're up there, the whole body is working to hold us up. Press down through the arms, point your toes, reach through the legs, squeeze the glutes, lift the tummy, and let's float back up. We're holding this position nice and lifted. Everything's on. We're anchored by our center. Let's float the arms up. We're going to dive down on the exhale, arms reach overhead. Inhale, sweep those arms around and find some extension. Bend the elbows and dive. And come through with that big sweeping move. Exhale, dive. Your legs are on, your core is on, lifting away from the mat. Diving down, sweeping around, make your neck nice and long. Exhale, dive. Inhale, sweep, pull the shoulder blades together. Dive down. Are your legs still on? Dive. Can we find our lowest abdominals? Sweep around, extend. 2 more. Sweep it up. If you're feeling your lower back, you got to recruit more through the tummy. Pull around. Let's place the hands down and lower. Head rests on the hands. And we're going to turn the kneecaps back to parallel. So we want the hips square. We're not turned out anymore. Take a big breath in. Notice your heartbeat. And then we're going to point those toes and reach through the legs, hovering both legs up. So I'm reaching through the legs, trying to lift them into that hover. We're going to start our flutter kick. So our breath is long and slow and deep, and our little legs are just kicking away right from the hip. We try to keep them as straight as we can, pointing through your toe and reaching energy through the legs. It's a tiny little motion, and we're focusing that every exhale, we're peeling our abdominals up away from the floor. Can we drop a little shoulder tension? Big, long breaths. 2 more long breaths. Keep those legs going. Really work it. And let's pause. Keep the legs floating. Squeeze them together. Release that squeeze. Squeeze together. Release. Squeeze. Release. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Release that. Shake everything and just release all the tension out of your body. Whew, we're done all the hard stuff. Let's push into shell, child's pose. Let your thighs go wide. Come down between the legs. Rest your head and release the lower back. Every inhale, fill up your lower back with air, and then soften through your exhales. Check that your shoulders and your ears aren't totally connected here. We want to keep that space. Let's walk our hands off to the left and then drag the right hip back, getting that nice big stretch down the side body. Big, deep breaths here. And then through center, over to the other side. Drag that left hip back. Increase the stretch down the side body. And back to center. Coming into our low lunge, you're gonna step your left foot forward. Keep your right leg behind. Tuck this right bum cheek up and under you, like you're trying to open the front of the hip here, scooping the bum under, and then let the weight gently glide forward into your front foot just a little bit, and the right arm comes up and we side bend. I'll switch my angle just a little. We're here and we're up and over. Push down through that front foot. Can you feel a nice long line down your side body, hopefully a little bit into the front of the hip too. If not, tuck that back bum cheek. And releasing that, let's switch. So setting ourselves up, staying nice and square. The weight gently shifts into the right foot and we tuck that left bum cheek under us just a little bit. And then that left arm goes up and over. Can we drop a little tension out of the shoulders and increase that space between the ear and the shoulder? And let's release that. Coming to seated. If you still have your cushion, throw that under your bum. If not, the floor is just fine. Wide legs, toes are pointed up, and we walk out chest first, staying long in the spine, keeping the chest lifted, leaving your sit bones rooting down into the floor. Hopefully feeling a little something down the backs of your legs. Hamstrings, calves. We're going to change the angle by bringing the face and the chest down towards the floor, pushing into the hands, lifting the belly button, drawing it in, and creating almost like an angry cat shape, rounding our spine, letting our chin drop to the chest, noticing the spaces between each vertebra, keeping that arched, rounded spine. So it went from being straight and flat to being round. And let's walk our hands back. Coming to seated. And let's just finish with a collective 3 deep breaths. Come to cross-legged. Press the backs of your hands into your thighs. Reach your spine long, pulling your tummy. Close your eyes. And let's just breathe deeply. 3 long, deep breaths. Every exhale, drop your shoulder tension. And just letting your body absorb all of the movement it's done this morning. And let's release that, open your eyes, gently wiggle your body. And you're all finished. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here, and I will see you soon.